Welcome to the Mind of Reese podcast. I'm your host, Reese Hilburn, tattoo artist, tattoo shop owner, and spiritual tattoo business coach. Basically, your all-around tattoopreneur. Here to bring you all things tattoo business, marketing, mindset, manifestation, and spirituality. This podcast is meant to help you expand your mind and up-level your tattoo business. I am so excited that you are here. Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Mind of Reese. Today is actually Mother's Day that I'm recording this. And so it's a lot of fun. I've got some plans going on. I'm going to go visit my mom, get to see my sister, get to see my family. If you don't already know, I am Filipina, so I'm excited for some Filipina food and all that good stuff. So so it's an exciting day today. I just wanted to jump on here and kind of talk about, this is something I get a lot on my Instagram, a lot of questions on my Instagram, and also a lot of questions in my coaching from my students and my members and clients. And so they always ask me like what my rituals are and what are my spiritual rituals and what do I do on a daily basis to really cultivate this positive vibe and high vibe lifestyle and all this good stuff. And I say it like that. It's just because of the fact that like what I'm about to get into is going to justify the reason why I kind of like say it in a way where I'm like, you know, it's not just when I think about rituals, I think about practices. And when I think about practices, I think about resources. And when we think about resources, it's just tools. So all of the spiritual rituals and things that I do are just tools to help me cultivate, you know, an abundance mindset and a success mindset and a worthiness mindset and all of that. So like really just gravitating and cultivating this really beautiful, positive vibe. And the first thing is that when it comes to understanding like your rituals, you just have to have what rituals and tools do is just redirection of energy. So we literally just want to redirect where our energy is going. Oftentimes we find ourselves in habitual patterns, right? We have habitual thought patterns. We have habitual just even physical patterns to when we react to something. So we're being very reactive to things instead of being proactive. And when we're proactive, it just means that we can look at it in a way with compassion. We can look at it in a way that there are multiple perspectives. We can also look at it in a way in a less victimizing position where people outside of us don't do things because of us. They do things because of them. Although it might have us be involved. It might be geared towards us. It might be said to us, those kinds of things, but nobody does anything to you. They're doing it because of themselves. You just might happen to be in the line of fire or the recipient of that. And so when we can be more proactive about the way that we react to certain situations, such as certain things that happen, like let's say we don't meet a goal or, you know, we don't get that apprenticeship or that person decides to cancel on us or, like we are opening up a shop and it's just turning out to be a lot of money and all of these things that happen in our lives, all these experiences, it's really just teaching us how to switch gears and look at it from a perspective that's going to be a bit more positive and a bit more proactive, right? And so these rituals that I utilize in order to be more proactive is why I use them. So at the end of the day, it's like your connection to yourself is above everything because the more that you continue to do, so like let's say you're the kind of person that reacts in a way where, especially when you don't hit your goal or when you're coming close to a deadline and you're like, wow, I'm not going to hit my goal. So you tend to like do more things. And this is why I'm always talking about balance on Instagram and on TikTok and like always talking about how we can cultivate more balance, how we can really understand what balance is between the masculine and feminine and that kind of thing. And so the one thing we just want to remind ourselves is that the goal or the intention at the end of the day is to just strengthen the connection to yourself, to discover more about who you are inside, authentically, genuinely, all the things, in order for you to start to transform and shift and evolve into the next level you, the highest creative self, your more truest self, those things, that's where you have to like redirect your energy to. Okay. And so that's why these spiritual rituals that I have are really beautiful, because they are just tools that help me get there. The spiritual rituals itself that I do doesn't mean you do them and all of a sudden your life changes, but I will give them to you. Of course, I'm going to give them to you. So maybe you try them out. You can try them out in different orders. You can try them out in different ways, because all these rituals that I do, it's not that I do them every single day on the dot all the time. Whatever. Some of them I do. Some of them I'm a little bit more lax about. Sometimes I don't need some. Others I notice, like if I drop the ball, I start to notice like where my mind goes. So I'm like, oh, let's go back onto that. Let's back up onto that bandwagon, you know? So it's like a picking and choosing of things that really feel good in the moment and at the time. But always understanding that you as a human are ever changing. You're like the seasons, you know? Like, we're not always in summer. We can't always be in summer. You know, we're not always in spring. We can't always be in spring. We need things to fall off and die so that we can be reborn, you know, and hibernate and recuperate and then be reborn again in the spring, and then have summer for fruit and, you know, the fruits of your labor and all that good stuff. So as humans, we evolve and change. So allow yourself that opportunity and that flow just to like really be okay with the changes that are happening within you. If something's not working, change it up. If these affirmations are no longer working, then change up the affirmations. If the meditation length is no longer working, then do something else. Or if the exercise is you don't want to do yoga anymore, then I want to go on a swim. Let's do that. You know, so it's always constantly changing. So the rituals itself is not what gets you there. It's just the why you're doing it. And the why is because you are trying to strengthen the connection to who you really are, to the inner wisdom within you. And that's the redirection of energy. So when you take on these rituals, you are redirecting your energy towards something that's going to give you a belief, an embodied belief within yourself that you are absolutely worthy of all of the things that you want in your life. Whether or not they happen at the time you think that they're supposed to happen, you have faith and trust in the universe that you are both co-creating the life that you want to live, and that no matter what happens, it's always going to be of your highest good. Like, that's what we want to remember. These rituals won't get you to this. They will get you to this thought, but you have to understand why you're doing the rituals in order to get to this next level you. Okay, because when we do all the things, we're pouring all of ourselves into the ritual, and all that energy we're pouring into it. If we don't understand the why behind it, the why we're doing it behind it is really to embody and to meet and to discover who we truly are, then all the rituals are just more doing. It's just like you're just doing more in your spirituality. You're just doing more in your business. You're just doing more. And that more energy that you put there, the less energy you're actually cultivating and discovering who you are. The actually cultivating the energy that within you that you're trying to find. So it's like, for me, I definitely knew that if I didn't take a redirection of energy, because for so long I was pouring my energy into other things, like my career, my relationships, my achievements, my spiritual rituals, thinking that these things were going to get me somewhere, and it worked for a little while. I was like, yeah, I'm achieving, but I'm overwhelmed and I'm fucking drained. Like, I feel like I have no time. Like, I'm exercising, I'm doing all the things. Like, why is my mind still so fucked? Like, why is it that I'm doing all these spiritual rituals, I'm doing all these things, I'm working in my business so much, I'm the doing and the doing and the doing, really heavy in the masculine energy I am, or I used to. And now I'm really like, you know, I'm on my own learning discovery journey myself. So it's like I'm constantly evolving. I'm constantly shifting and molding and allowing myself just to flow and being compassionate myself when I'm falling backwards and into old habits. And so this is when you feel that overwhelm and you feel that drain, it's like, okay, this is the time for me to really choose and strengthen the connection within myself. Because once I do, all those other things that I pour energy into will get a lot easier. So that is something that I really want you to understand, is like, you will have the energy when you understand that the spiritual rituals are for. The goal for is to have the success positive mindset. It's to truly embody the belief that you fucking got this, that you are meant to have your dreams, your desires, the tattoo business of your life, the creative business that you've always wanted, to open up that shop, to be a leader, to be a mentor, to be a coach, to lead people, to impact more people, to show up online authentically. Like, this is the rituals we utilize in order to embody the belief. So rituals are meant to guide you to discovering yourself so that you can remove all the limiting beliefs, all the shadows from within you on your heart and everything, and that you dig deep to find the real, authentic you that is meant to be here and share their unique essence, their unique self to the world, so that you can spread your own form of medicine, artwork, tattoos, whatever it is that's in your passion to the world. You know, one positive piece of artwork, piece of writing, piece of tattooing, whatever it is, at a time. So I want to just like be very mindful and intentional about the things that we do. We don't just do the things just to do them and say that we did them, right? Because I'm huge on intention. I mean, if you've listened to any of the other podcasts episodes just recently, I probably use the word intention a million times. And the reason is that because the more intentional we can be in our daily lives, the more intentional we can be in everything else in our business. And when we are intentional, that equates exponential growth. And it's like funny. It's like when I think of intention, I think of when people say you can't just practice. You gotta you know, in order to do something, you can't just practice. You have to have perfect practice, right? So it's like, yeah, we can tattoo for 10 years and never get better. But when we are intentional with the tattooing, with what we are doing, each line, each shading, each mag we use, why we're using that mag, like when we can actually answer those questions instead of just being like, well, it gets me done there. It gets me there faster. It does this for me. I don't know why I'm using it. I'm just using it because that's what I know. You know, like when we actually can answer the question, I use this line, or I use this needle in order to create this type of line because I know that it will heal in this certain way. You know, I mean, you can think this out, and the more you do, the better you will get creatively, the more you'll get better in your business, the better you will get and the confidence within yourself. Like this little thing, this word is so much more than just a word. Words are so powerful, but just being intentional. So when you redirect your energy and you are intentional with the rituals that you utilize, because you understand the why behind the reasons why you're utilizing these rituals, that is when you start to see exponential growth within yourself, the transformation within yourself, and then you feel freedom, you feel liberation, you feel excited about your business. You know, you don't look at social media as a second fucking job. Like I remember the time when I used to look at social media and it was like a second job, and I was just like, now it's just a part of my job. It's almost an exciting part of my job because I get to share who I am authentically and share what I do and spread positivity one tattoo at a time and one message at a time, one caption at a time, one story at a time. It's like, this is the purpose. This is my chosen purpose. I choose to look at social media as this purpose. Just like I choose to these rituals in order to reframe and redirect the beliefs I have within myself so that I can continue to grow and I can continue to cultivate a positive attitude and I can continue to spread love and to spread the good fucking vibes every single day, you know? And that's the thing. These spiritual rituals don't just give me positive vibes. They actually just help me discover more of myself. So with that being said, as of currently today, My current rituals, they are very similar that they've always been, except maybe length of time and things like that. However, when I think of my personal rituals, I have night rituals and I have day rituals. Or morning rituals, really. I do believe that there is something that happens in the mornings, right when you wake up, where your subconscious is more alive in that moment because you haven't yet had your brain start and turn on in order to start telling you all the things you got to do that day. And and it's like your ego is like, oh, this is what we got to do. Let's go get some coffee. Let's do this. Da, 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 da. And, obviously there's only maybe a couple 5-10 minute window in that regard. But when you can literally wake up and get yourself into the habit of waking up early, I personally think that waking up early actually does help your mindset start in a way that feels productive the moment you wake up, because it is early. So I wake up at 4:30. It's really early for most people. But 5:30, 6 o'clock, those are great times to wake up. It's beautiful out. You hear the birds chirping. You just enjoy it. So the moment that I wake up, the first thing that I do is I force a smile, which I know I don't have to force it, but I just smile. Literally, just smile. And I'm like, today's going to be a great day. Today's going to be a great day. And that's what I just tell myself. Regardless of what's going to happen, I don't know. But the moment I put that energy out into the universe, the moment that I say that, I'm already setting myself up for success. No matter what. No matter how the day turns out, no matter what I do, I'm always just today's going to be a great day. Why? Because I'm fucking alive. Yeah, that's why. And on days I tattoo, I normally go, oh, today's going to be a great day. I'm going to fucking kill this tattoo today. That's the first thing I think. I smile first, and then I think those things. So that's just one little ritual I do in the mornings. Okay, it's one morning ritual. Second, because I wake up early. So wake up early, tell myself it's going to be a great day no matter what. Third thing is I get movement, body movement. I can't be a human without my heart rate going above 125 at least, first thing in the morning. That's my shot of coffee. That's my shot of adrenaline. That's my dopamine hit. That's my endorphin hit. That's the way I get it. So I do work out 6 days a week. I go to the gym 3 times a week, weightlift, and that's just right now. That changes. Whenever my body feels like it needs to change, I listen to my body. Listen to yourself. Listen to your inner wisdom. If you're fighting it, if you're fighting waking up in the morning and getting exercise in and you're like, oh, but my body is telling me this. This is the moments where you can really start to differentiate between your ego speaking and your inner wisdom speaking. So this is what we're cultivating when we do spiritual rituals. When we have these rituals, we are cultivating the relationship within us to differentiate the voices in our minds, the psyches, the different voices, because we have plenty. But currently for me, I have an inner critic. I have an ego, the false ego. The false ego is the one that's fight or flight in things that not necessarily, there's no lion chasing me. It's fight or flight because I'm afraid to say or do something. That's a little bit of a false ego. Just depending on the situation, we would have to get more in detail and depth in that. And then there's my ego, where it's just oh, no, you're about to get hit by a train, move. That's not my false ego. That's actually telling me whoa, the tingly spidey senses, yeah, I gotta go. Then I have my inner wisdom, and then I have my inner child. So for me right now, it's about 5. I have 5 different voices going on in my head, sometimes at once, sometimes not at all. It's just one of those things. And so those are the voices. So if you hearing your false ego telling you, oh, it's not time to get up, your body's saying no, you got to check yourself a little bit. So I always say that if you are going to try to create new habits, give yourself a 30-day challenge. That's always going to be the best, exciting way to do it, because you are okay, from May 1st to May 30th, I am going to do this every single day, for 30 minutes every single day. And that's how you can really cultivate a better habit for yourself. And so I would say that that's the way to do it. So if you're trying to do something new, like wake up early, get exercise in the morning, doing that kind of thing, then yeah, give yourself the 30-day challenge. So on to the rest of the rituals. After I exercise, normally I have to take, I'll take my dog on a walk, and I don't do it with a phone. So I haven't checked my phone just yet, maybe at the gym just because I'm putting music on and things like that, but I leave the phone at home just so that I'm not constantly on my phone, that I'm constantly in the moment. So these are the intentional things that I'm doing within my life, not just the rituals. So I would consider my rituals being waking up early, telling myself that I'm going to have a great day, getting exercise. Next thing I do after I walk the dog, I go and I sit for 10 minutes at least in the mornings, especially if it's my tattoo days. So if it's my tattoo days, it's 10 minutes. And I meditate. You can utilize apps such as the Calm app and things like that. I have really cultivated my practice for meditation where I have 3 different ways that I meditate, 3 different types of practices that I meditate, whether it be through breath, whether it be through introspection, or just quiet. So normally it's introspection and breath. So I get into it by breathing and following my breath just to make sure that I'm, letting go of any thoughts that they don't serve me. And then a lot of times I do introspection because sometimes when my mind is going crazy and having a lot of thoughts, but yet I don't know what I should do first or things like that, it's constantly like, let me ask my highest self. Let me ask my inner wisdom. So these are definitely a little bit more difficult practices. Highest recommendation is just getting guided meditation through a Calm app, through YouTube, whatever it is you want to do. On days I'm not tattooing, and I only tattoo 3 days a week, I would say on my other days when I'm just doing coaching, I do about an hour. So I do an hour meditation. That meditation practice it's tough. It's tough, but it tests me. And the more you can test yourself and push yourself, the better you will understand yourself and the better you'll get at something. So either an hour or 10 minutes in the morning. High recommendation. I read the Morning Miracle. That is really wonderful. It gives you ideas for 1 hour every morning to do something. And when you do that for 30 days, and you can pick and choose what you like best. Okay. Oh, also sometimes during meditation, something that I also like to do is affirmations in my meditation. So I just kind of dig deep and get really intentional. There's that word again, get really intentional with what I'm saying to myself. I am enough. I am worthy. I cultivate wealth within me. Money comes easily to me. My success is inevitable. I am on the right path always. These are affirmations that I tell myself over and over again until I truly feel it within me. That's embodiment, you guys. That's that feeling of embodiment. Because a lot of times I get teary-eyed and I cry in meditation. And usually that purging of energy is just letting me know that I am actually in the feels of what I'm saying to myself. That's intentionality. And when we use that intention, we can embody the new beliefs, right? So that's a really beautiful way to do that. 10 minutes, you're just okay, let me write out the few things that and then just create I am statements. Just I am enough. I am worthy. I am abundant. I attract abundance to me. I attract money easily. People love to get tattooed by me. It's these kinds of things. And it might sound silly in the beginning, but when you leave the silliness aside and really just understand that I feel this. I feel the feeling of what I'm saying. That's cultivating, and that's creating a new belief, and that's creating the new habit, and that's embodiment. And when we reach embodiment, we naturally exude frequency so high at all the time. Even on bad days, even on days where I'm not feeling my highest self, I'm naturally going to exude high vibes because I have cultivated embodiment at this point. I embody this person that looks at life it's happening for me, then it's happening to me. I very rarely fall victim in the victim mentality anymore. Don't get me wrong, I'm still fucking human. I do a lot, but I mean a lot less than. I used to. Okay. And so we want to understand again that these rituals are for embodiment. And it's when we embody these new beliefs, that's when we really see magical things happen. That's when we see the manifestations of our dream. Like, that's how we manifest things. Like, that's how we attract things into our life. That's how we inspire opportunities and then take action, inspired action toward those opportunities, instead of just taking action just to take action and running around with our head cut off and not redirecting the energy towards my own connection with myself. By doing that, you are actually doing work. You are doing work by doing that. So those would be my morning rituals. It's okay. Let's go over it again. We wake up early. We say we're gonna have a great day. We go get our heart rate up, and we meditate. Okay, so that's what I do. Nightly rituals. So my nightly rituals, it's not a ton. I normally turn off my phone around like 8:30. I don't look at my phone. Sometimes I fall prey to it. Sometimes I don't. But like, I'm normally in bed by 8:45, 9 o'clock, and I like to meditate. I meditate after I go to bed. Like once I'm in bed, I like to meditate, and I like to just kind of clear my mind from the day, especially when it comes to anything that has happened, maybe that I wasn't super proud of, or maybe I was super proud of and just like massive gratitude. So a lot of times at the end of the day, I like to meditate in gratitude. So I'm just like, I am grateful for ... I am grateful for ... So like right now, I am grateful for you, the listener who's listening to this podcast, and I'm hoping that you're getting some really amazing, juicy, goody stuff so that you can take into your lives and create and embody this next level you. It's like and then when you get into meditation, cultivate that kind of like I am grateful statements in your own mind, and you just like, you're in the moment. You're literally living in the moment. You're not living in your phone. You're not living in your social media. You're not living in comparison to things that you see on social media, or feeling, down about your day. Even times when I feel like, fuck, like I could have done that tattoo way better. Like I'm very, my inner critic is very hard on me when it comes to my work. And that's because I care. I care about my work. And I know that my work, no matter what, looks amazing. But I always want to get better, of course. And so there are days, of course, where I'm like, fuck, like that gradation could have been that much smoother. I fucking should have taken my time. I shouldn't have let, the client rush me because I know they were in a lot of pain. We should have just done a different day. It's not that big. It's like these things go in my head. So meditation helps me get that out of my head, allow me to just be grateful. So instead of those I should have statements, I'll be grateful. I'm grateful that I get to learn to take my time. I'm grateful for the opportunities to grow in my artwork and create boundaries around my clients if they're feeling pain, that we stop. That instead of trying to force going forward, we stop, regardless of where they're coming from, because a lot of times they're coming from far away. I have people coming from like Ireland, Australia. I got people coming from like Arizona. It's very, very rare when people are coming just down the street. I have people flying in from all over, and I feel so beautiful and abundant because of that. But I also have to be mindful of the work that I'm putting out, and they will thank me later. They always do. And most of the time they don't quit. They never quit. It's always just like, I need a moment. Let me get some food in them. Their sugar levels are going down. But see, these are the things I shouldn't, whatever. I'm allowing myself to be grateful for the opportunities to grow. And so at the end of the day, you're grateful for the opportunities to grow and whatever happened that day, or you're just grateful for the fact that you get to work in a shop. Like, I always am grateful for my artists and my assistants and the people that work for me, my teams and everything like that, because I'm like, I wouldn't be in this position to be doing all the things that I fucking do without them. I wouldn't be where I'm at without my Jackie, my Colin, my Chloe, my Kayla. I wouldn't be me I couldn't embody more of who I truly am without them here. They are my help. I always believe that no matter what, we never do any of this shit alone. Never. I used to feel that way. But so that we have to be grateful for the people around us. Even the guy at the coffee shop that smiles at me. I am grateful for him because he just made me believe that although he's sweeping outside the coffee shop, I don't know how much money he's making, but he's just sweeping and he's always smiling. Like how grateful he is for just those things, that I can cultivate more gratitude because of that reason. So thank you, guy at the coffee shop. It's like that kind of stuff. And after I'm done with that meditation, this can be, for me, it could be anywhere from 10 minutes, just depending on how tired I am. I don't want to fall asleep during my meditation. Sometimes it happens, whatever happens, it's meant to be. But normally I'll try to do about like a 30-minute at the end of the day. If I've done one already an hour in the morning, I might not. I might just do like a 10-minute-er. Just depends. And then after I do that, after I choose which meditation I want to be in, normally it is gratitude meditation, I will write it down in my journal. I'll do 5 grateful things in my journal. And that's it. It just depends. Sometimes I do introspective journaling. Sometimes I'll do visualization journaling, where I'm visualizing what I want in my business and things like that. Like just recently I was like, okay, what's the end goal amount that I want to make at the end of this year? By not working in December, if I choose not to, which I know I will choose to, but I just want the option to say I don't have to work in December if I don't fucking want to, right? By allowing my kids to do the same thing. I call my artists my kids, just to let you know. Allowing them to take the December off. What's the number that we need to hit in order for us to do all these things? What's the number? And I was writing it all down, knowing my numbers. This is something I teach all my students and members and in my business coaching clients. It's just like, you got to know your numbers in order to manifest it. You can't just be like, I just want to manifest this much money for no fucking reason. No, you got to put your money, you got to put, you got to give your money a job. Like, it's like, okay, where do I want to put this money? I got to make sure that it's doing something. Why do I need this money in order, for whatever reason. So I gave myself a pretty fat number and I was like, oh, it's kind of a scary number. But I'll visualize on it and how I can do that. So like I'll get down with the logistics. Okay, if I do this and this in my coaching business, if I do this and this in tattooing, if I do this in my shop, I can make this number. And whether or not I do it in the way that I say I'm going to do it in my journal, it doesn't matter. It's just one of those things where at least I understand that this could be the way it goes. This is how I could see it logistically. But no matter what, I have faith and trust in the universe. I release and surrender the how. And I just keep cultivating that fucking belief in myself that I got this no matter what, okay? No matter what comes up. And I will be challenged and I will be pushed. And that's okay because that means more growth. That means more discoverability about myself. So you can do, and we'll have a podcast episode on journaling and visualization on that kind of thing. But like, you can do whatever kind of journaling you like to do. But for me, especially when it's later at night and I'm quite tired, I've been up since 4:30. I go to bed probably around 10-ish. My body doesn't want to sleep longer than 6 hours. It's like weird. 6 hours on the dot. I literally wake up at like 3:53 if I went to sleep too early, but I will wake up at 4:30 if I go to sleep too late. So I got to get in bed. So that's why I say, like, if you don't want to be spending so much time in your journal and just writing down all the things that happened that day, personally for me, I just go into gratitude. Gratitude for the opportunities to learn something, or gratitude just because of gratitude. I'm grateful for the fucking flowers outside because they make this world so much more beautiful. Boom. I'm grateful for the breath that I have because I need it. And we breathe and we sometimes take breath for granted. Like, what the fuck? It literally calms you down. It literally can set the trajectory of your heart rate to allow you what emotions you want to have. It's the craziest thing. That's why I love meditation. That's why I cultivate like an hour of it a day. But yeah, so easy peasy. Those are my rituals. Those are the two things, my morning rituals and my nightly rituals. Yes, it sounds like a lot. But at the end of the day, it allows me for so much spontaneity. It allows me for so much peace of mind. It allows me to operate from a calm nervous system. And what I mean is that I'm not making decisions based on stress or anxiety or, or because I have to, or of rushing energy. Like, we don't want none of that, right? Why would I want to make decisions based on that, like, nervous system? Then all I'm doing is almost redirecting myself in a way that's like, I'm redirecting my energy not towards the cultivation and honoring who I am and myself. I'm doing it because I feel like I have to, or whatever other reason. But if I can do it from a calm place, then I'm allowing my inner wisdom to speak and make the decisions based on what is aligned for me in my business. And so these rituals help me do that. So my whole day actually becomes much more calm. My whole day gets to have the Reese that is of my highest self. And when I get to operate from that, when I get to operate from love instead of fear, my decisions are so much more calm but sure. And when I'm sure, that means I'm constantly creating more trust that I know I've got this. And when we are in knowing, we are in embodiment. And when we embody the knowing, like, I fucking got this, then we vibrate on a frequency that attracts the things, the dreams, the clients, the housing, the love, all of the things that you want in your life. You get to have that. You get to manifest all the physical, three-dimensional, external things you want because you've already vibrating internally. That's it. That's all there is to it, right? It sounds so simple, but it's not easy. You know what I mean? Trust me. I've been, doing rituals, doing all the things, really trying to understand why I'm doing these rituals. And, at first it was just a physical thing. I was just like, I just fucking feel good. And I like feeling good because that's all we're searching for at the end of the day, you guys. It's like, we're not searching for the thing. Money doesn't make me happy. What I do, doing doesn't make me happy. What is it like? I want to cultivate the feeling. How do I feel? How do I feel? How do I want to feel? I want to feel good. So let me do these rituals. Oh, but now all of a sudden I'm doing these rituals and embodying these new beliefs about myself because, yeah, I don't like feeling uncomfortable, but I do love feeling growth because growth feels good. Like, when you get better at your tattooing, you're like, fuck, I did that. Yeah. Like, you feel so good about yourself. You're just like, I like that feeling. I want to feel like that instead of feeling like poo-poo. Like, who wants to feel like shit? Not me. So that's when I started doing these rituals. And then when I started to realize like the why behind it, I'm like, oh, because I'm just discovering more of who I am, more of my wants and needs, more of what I want to feel like. And then it cultivates all these other things that bring that feeling, and it just constantly more and more of that feeling. So it's like a beautiful circle of life, It's like constantly just going round and round in circles, and then you start to really come to that all-knowing space that when you are uncomfortable, and even in the space when you're feeling little victim, when you're having that victim mentality, and even in the space when you're feeling not so grateful, you're like, oh, but you know what? This is all the plan. This is all part of me growing. This is all the highest good. When you start just thinking of life like that, I just got chills. I got full body chills. The universe just is like, doesn't understand logic. It's just like, oh, damn. She just loves it. Let me just give her more. She loves this. And she keeps embodying this new version of herself every time she has a death and a rebirth, a death and a rebirth. And the reason why it's so uncomfortable is because we're literally, lovingly letting go, killing off the thing that no longer serves us so that we can create more space for something that does, right? Create that energy that something else does, that feeling that we want, right? That's it. So I hope that helps you guys in your spiritual rituals, but just remember your why. Remember why you're doing the spiritual rituals. And don't be so rigid about which ones you should do or shouldn't do. Feel into what feels really good. Feel into what feels like you can be most intentional about. And challenge yourself to do it for like 30 days. Because if you do that, then you're really going to create the new habit. Okay? I would love to know, you guys, I would tag me in tag me in Instagram on your stories or whatever if you decided that you're going to start something, and just like, maybe you're going to start a new meditation, you're going to do this, you're going to wake up and get some exercise in the mornings, you're going to wake up early, you're going to write in your journal, whatever it is. I would love to know. You spread out that more of that juicy vibe to me, I'm going to spread that shit out too. So I just want to know. So tag me or whatever. And I do want to let you guys know, if you are watching this before May 15th, I am opening up my newest programs called Impact Leadership Mastermind and my VIP one-on-one experience, which both help tattooers and creatives really step into their next level leadership and help you to create the tattoo empire that you are always wanting. So this is the level of tattooers that are trying to go 6 figures and beyond. They're trying to either open up a shop, become a coach, education, or even if you're just a tattoo artist that really, really, really wants to cultivate the next level them, the leadership that's within them, in their marketing, in their business. They just want to step into the next level business. This is for you. So if this sounds like you, if you are feeling the call, you can head to my website and go check it out. It is awesome. And I have my other programs that are there too, if you'd like to just be on the wait list to see what is going on. But yeah, that's it, you guys. That's what's going down. I hope you have a beautiful fucking day. And I'm sending you all the love and light I've got within me, and I share it with you. I love you. Have a great day. Bye.